Hey guys!
Hello!
Welcome to the inaugural Tammy and Wanda show.
Woo!
This one will highlight our origin story, so you guys can find out who we are and what we're all about.
I'm liking this. I'm digging it.
So I guess we'll get started for everybody. Just so everybody's aware, Tammy and Wanda are our alter egos, not our actual names. So we're going to tell you how we came up with those nicknames today, as well as maybe some fun anecdotes about what's going on in the world. So, Wanda, would you like to start?
Absolutely. When I came up with Wanda, I immediately thought a lady in her 50s, kids are starting to kind of leave the house, and she's about ready to party. And that's kind of where I started with. That was a good origin start.
Well, and we've done a few theater or theatrical performances together over the years, and the last one that we did on stage was actually a COVID performance of a show about Area 51. And at the beginning, we actually opened the curtains as these alter egos, which is where they
That's where they kind of started.
Yeah, and we had to come up with backstories for them for some future shows that came after that, and we had said that they need to have some really fun backstories. Like, why do these two women work at Area 51, and why do they look so entertaining?
Yeah, why did they choose to become scientists at Area 51, and what did they do outside of Area 51?
So we decided moms of kids that are moving out was probably the funniest thing that we could do with scientists. And
since really both of us love Real Housewives.
Yes. Yep.
So that's kind of where it originated, was doing a Real Housewives thing. Because I imagined Wanda going through a recent divorce, wanting to have a lot of fun, wanting to get some of those young ones. She wanted to be the MILF of the group.
I think that fits Wanda perfectly, though, because she's totally the hot one out of the two, and Tammy's kind of the snotty valley girl. I have the perfect husband and the perfect family, and I just don't understand why Wanda needs to go out and hang out with everyone all the time, and I don't understand her, issues with getting younger guys, and that's kind of what we started talking about backstage, and every curtain call we'd have some different thing that we were talking about as Tammy and Wanda, and it was pretty entertaining.
And of course we did bring those alter egos out into our next theatrical performance, which was a live stream, and they got to talk about music videos?
Yes.
We did the Halloween music videos,
and it was, I forget the name of the band, but basically they are murder movie personalities like Jason and Freddy Krueger, and they're singing Backstreet Boys songs, but
which was the best ever.
Yeah, and the lyrics were very based in the actual movie lore, where they were talking about I'll stab you that way and stuff like that, and so we got to review them as our alter egos, which was a lot of fun.
It was amazing because, of course, I imagine Wanda wearing a red, vibrant wig. And, of course, she wore a lot of leather that night. So
they both did.
They did. Yeah. They both did. And I was very proud of them.
We actually coordinated that, too, as Tammy and Wanda, so that we would look similar.
Oh, totally.
Yep. And Wanda is, a redhead, and Tammy's a little bit more, even though she's kind of uptight, she really enjoys wearing her purple wig. So
absolutely. And what's really funny, ironically, is that I am wearing a red shirt right now, and you're wearing a purple shirt.
Yes. And we didn't plan that this time.
No planning.
That was totally by accident.
But, # friendship goals.
Absolutely. Yes. So we wanted to do this also because I don't know about you, but we do all of this funny stuff in private or just when it's the two of us hanging out, and we've thought, why not let you all into our crazy?
Oh yeah, welcome to our crazy world. If you're not crazy and you're listening to this, believe me, we will make you crazy.
And you'll, have a fun time being crazy with the rest of us. So
for fun.
Also, the other thing that we kind of want to do is talk about anything and everything. So if you're following our podcast and you really enjoy what you're hearing with the funny side of us, and there's something you want us to hear us talk about or discuss, leave us a comment. Let us know what you want to hear on our Facebook page, and we'll cover it.
Absolutely. I love getting feedback from audience members, everything. I enjoy that. I feed off of that. For my alter ego, it's very much like how I am personally. I love doing improv, as you know.
Yes. She's very good at improv, too. We called her the improv queen, actually. So
that's right.
It's an honorary title that very much fits. So
merch coming soon.
Ooh, improv queen merch. I like that idea.
Oh, me too. With like #Wanda and Tammy show.
Mm-hmm. On the back, right
on the back,
neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So with Tammy being the more boring one, because she is.
Oh, no, she's not.
She's funny. She's just a little bit
She brings
more...
out her inner wild style when she gets with Wanda.
Yeah. And that's, I think, what makes them work well together is that it's like... They're kind of mirror images of our real personalities. Because you're the fun one and I'm the uptight one. So, like, it's very much us in a nutshell, but, like, exaggerated on our existing personalities.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
You're fun, but Wanda's, like, crazy fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's us times 100. So,
it is.
I think that's what makes this so much fun is because it really is our personalities kind of rolled into...
Oh, yeah. Like, we've definitely meshed our personal personalities and, you know, kind of like our backgrounds into our, you know, alter egos.
Which is great.
Which is amazing.
And I think we think it's a lot funnier than a lot of other people do. So, which is always kind of fun, too, because
we do have a lot of inside jokes.
The inside jokes are what keeps it all rolling along very well. Very well. We're also both crazy chicken nugget addicts, which is one of the reasons why we became such close friends is when we were doing theater together a lot. We'd have to drive because we both live in Massillon, Ohio, and we had a lot of shows in Canton and some shows in Akron. So
what's the best thing to do? Carpool!
Absolutely. And our favorite meal, of course, was McDonald's chicken nuggies because...
Chicken nuggies.
That's just... They make the best chicken nuggets at
the
fast food joints.
They do.
They don't make anything else that I really like a whole lot, but the chicken nuggets are supremely good, so...
And full disclaimer, McDonald's, not sponsored. But you could sponsor us.
We would eat chicken nuggies on camera just for you.
Just for you.
Just saying.
With whatever type of sauce you want.
I prefer honey. I don't know. What do you guys think? What's your favorite?
See, my favorite is sweet and sour because I love that savory feeling and that sweet taste that hits right after. Oh, it's so good.
I'm a sweet and salty kind of girl, so the chicken nuggies, the salt, and the honey's the sweet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think that's why that worked. But we ate quite an amount of chicken nuggets and drank a lot of coffee together over the years, too.
Amen.
Because, I mean, who doesn't love coffee? And if you don't love coffee, this podcast is probably not for you.
Yep. You might need to step out for a second and try a coffee from either Starbucks or Dunkin Donuts.
Again, also not sponsored, but we would be okay with that if you wanted to sponsor us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, I don't know if I have a preference, though, of Dunkin' or Starbucks. Like,
that's a tough one.
I feel like Starbucks, their coffee is stronger and their staff is always so nice.
Oh, I love talking to the staff. They're so personal.
Well, and you go there and you go, I'm not really sure what I want. And they've recommended some really good stuff for me over the past few months.
Oh, yeah. Just a few weeks ago, I went and I was like, I don't know really what I'm feeling. And they're like, well, what are you feeling? Like, are you feeling tea? Are you feeling coffee? And I'm like, tea, because I was having an upset stomach at that time, so I didn't really want coffee to really irritate it. And he goes, okay, so I'm really thinking of maybe some guava in it. And I'm like, yes. And he's like, oh, how do you feel about passion fruit?
Ooh.
And I'm like, yes, with some black tea. And I'm like, yes. Okay, I'm going to put that in for you, honey. And it was amazing.
It's Starbucks' fault that I'm obsessed with cold brew.
Oh, yeah.
With the sweet vanilla cold foam on the top and a little bit of cinnamon. Oh, my God. It's really a strong drink, so you have to drink those on the days that, on a Monday when you just don't want to go back to work. That's the perfect day for a cold brew because it's so much stronger than some of their other coffees.
And let me tell you, if Wanda did not have to work, she would not work.
I don't think Tammy would work either if she didn't have to.
No, I think she'd be PTA for life.
For sure. Absolutely.
And I would just come just because I wanted to support my best friend.
Oh my God, best friends!
Hashtag.
Hashtag best friends for life.
Hashtag friendship goals.
Okay, so honestly, the one thing that Starbucks makes that I haven't gotten anywhere else, actually there's two things, if we're going to be real with each other. The very first thing that they make that's like the best that you can't get anywhere else, I recently had one at Dunkin and was super disappointed. Chai tea lattes.
Yep. Because
it's like too milky at Dunkin.
Yeah, they over milk it. Not throwing some shade out there for Dunkin'.
No, not at all.
But it's just not something that they're good at.
No.
At least at this time.
All of the other coffee, amazing at Dunkin', but chai tea, yikes.
Yeah.
A little bit of work. More spice, please.
Hashtag more spice. We're all about hashtags here.
Absolutely. So the next thing at Starbucks that no one else has been able to match is that bacon Gouda breakfast sandwich on ciabatta.
Oh
my
girl,
God.
I'd die for that sandwich.
I actually have my real life child addicted to those sandwiches.
They are so good. They're so filling for just how small they are.
Absolutely.
They are filling.
And nutritious because it's actually mostly egg white, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
So you're getting an egg white instead of a full-on egg, which is healthier, as well as
And let
bacon,
me tell you, that
protein.
Gouda cheese is Gouda.
I mean, duh. Absolutely. So let's talk Dunkin'. What's your favorite thing there?
Oh gosh, their donuts.
I
I mean, what is it good about Dunkin' Donuts donuts?
All right, so real talk, what is your favorite donut that they have there?
Oh my gosh, the cream-filled ones.
See, I know hubby likes the maple cream stick ones with the filling.
Yes, those are my all-time favorites.
Their maple is
to die
chef's
for.
kiss.
To die for. I mean, Wanda does like a little cream stick.
Cream filling, yeah, girl. I have to say, it's a toss-up tie for me on my favorite. I think I got addicted. I am married to somebody who eats 4 sour cream donuts every morning before work.
Oh, damn.
By the way, that's 1,400 calories in case you were curious.
Yeah, I mean, I went through dietetics programming and just eating a pack of ramen noodles, nutritional fact, is that it is 3 Krispy Kreme donuts.
For ramen?
For ramen.
What if you don't use the seasoning?
Well, it's not even the seasoning part. It's
Really?
the ramen.
The noodles.
Yes, the noodles itself. Wow. Yeah, with them being so, like, preserved and processed and stuff,
right.
There's just so much, like, salt and sugar all pressed into that little box. But it's so good.
Graydon makes those all the time. He's obsessed with the chicken flavored ramen.
Oh, me too. I mix in a little sriracha sauce so I can make spicy noodles.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. And then I do a hard-boiled egg.
I actually like putting mixed vegetables in mine.
That's good too.
Where I make the ramen and I only use like 2 or 3, like I tap the packet so you get just a little bit to drop in. So you have the flavor, but not all the salt content. Mm-hmm. And then you drain your vegetables and after you've cooked them and mix them together and it's semi-healthy, I guess.
Right.
It was always what I thought before today, knowing what's in it now.
I know. It's so scary. Like my professor, she scared me half to death. I was like, well, I'm not going to be eating ramen noodles for a while.
Oh my goodness. Well, so hubby does eat that much in the morning. However, after his 2 pots, maybe 4 sometimes, pots of coffee in the morning also, he's always under 200 pounds and for a very tall man. And I'm like, I don't understand where it goes. But he has a physical job during the day.
Yeah.
And he doesn't eat lunch. So I guess you can make the argument that the 1,400 calories are necessary. But maybe we do something with egg or bacon next time.
Next time.
Donuts.
Next time.
But the sour cream donuts, I think the reason they're so good is because there's so much fat content in them.
Oh, see, that's where it gets me.
The other ones that my absolute favorites are the chocolate glazed. So it's like a chocolate cake donut. And what woman doesn't love chocolate?
Oh, I love chocolate.
With their regular glaze on top, and it's to die for if you have like a little bit more of a strong coffee. So if you get one of their like less sweet coffees, that's the perfect donut.
Yes, having that balance. See, I love Ratatouille.
The movie or like the food? Okay.
Well, I really want to make Ratatouille, so when I make it, I'll make sure that all of you guys get to know what it tastes like. I mean, if any of you have tried it, yeah, if any of you have tried it, please send us a message and like say, hey, it was absolutely amazing. I did a little twist here, and then I'll make it, and then I will review it.
Oh, I bet that'd be good.
Oh, that would be so tasty. But I love the movie. It's so adorable. It definitely took me back to my cooking roots with my grandma. And I mean, I'm like, oh, this is amazing. So every time I eat food, all I see is like those like little swirls of like music notes when Remy eats his food.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just like,
I can relate to that
burst of taste that just gets me.
And I think that's another reason we really bonded too, is we were both very close with our grandparents. Mm-hmm. And I know both of my grandmothers taught me how to cook and bake and sew, which I've kind of lost some of the sewing because I haven't really had a chance to do that recently. But
same.
The cooking, it's, you know, I got a little bit of that from both of them. And then my dad is the king of let's just throw a whole bunch of stuff in a pot and see what it tastes like. And he's always successful. It's always good.
Truth. Wing it till you make it.
Oh, and I don't know how he always does it, but it's always delicious. And I think I have a little bit of that from him where, you know, I'll cook and I know I've been teaching the kid and the husband a little bit about like how some of my family recipes go. Mm-hmm. And I just throw it in. And they're like, well, how much is that? I don't know. I just eyeball it.
I know.
You know?
I know. Every time at work, when I'm making something and it's so funny because then I get questions of, well, how much did you put in there? I eyeballed it.
You have to try to guess. That's probably 2 tablespoons. I'm not really sure.
I mean,
try that.
How big's your hand? If it's as big as mine, then it's good. You're good.
Well, that's how they cooked.
Yeah.
Our grandparents, like they did I remember looking over one of the recipe cards my mom's mother had given me, and it was like, you go down through and she's like a splash of this and a pinch of that, and I'm like, but how big is the pinch?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, like how big is it? Is it like a whole handful pinch, or is it just like a little itsy bitsy? Like you gotta, count out how many flakes you're gonna use
right.
and throw it in. I mean, it was the same way with my grandma. She would make pie dough from scratch, and I would watch her, and I'm like, well, how much are you putting in? She's like, till it's firm. My firm and your firm are totally different.
What do we mean by firm? Can we go through what firm is? Like, does it bounce a little when you touch it, or is it hard like an ice?
Like, does it go flaccid in your hand?
Right. What is firm?
What is firm? Just comment on our Facebook page. What is firm to you?
When you're cooking or otherwise, if you want to take it down a different route, that's fine.
I mean, too. Wanda goes down that path a lot. Whether it's firm or flaccid.
Which is one of your best features, I think.
Girl, I'm an open book.
And I love that both of us are basically like that, where, we, being the uptight one, I'm still very open. I'll tell, anything that you want to know, girl, I will tell you.
Yeah, I mean, it's taken me a long time as a young person who was bullied a lot, passive aggressive. Which, it wasn't straight on aggression. Like, oh my God, you're so fat. No, it was more like, well, if you would do this, then you would get this. And then I'm like, wow, maybe I need to change something. So now it's like I've gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, no more holding back. Anybody ask me anything, I'm taking it down a different path.
And see, I don't think I really realized any of that until I got older and gained a bunch of weight. I'd like to blame the pandemic, but I'm not going to.
Nope.
That's all on me.
Yep.
Stress eating,
Right?
We all do that. But I don't think I really realized what that was like for girls that were bigger whenever I was in high school until recently. The the bullying and the looks that you get, like when you're going
yeah.
grocery shopping.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, screw you. Like, I want
that
Cheetos.
side-eyed look, like,
Yes.
are you really getting that?
And you go, well, I do work out, and, you know.
Like, yes, I want those 20 packs of Reese cups. It's for kids. Not for me, it's for kids.
I mean, but...
But really, it's for me.
And if it is, I just don't understand this issue with judging other people for what they look like thing.
Absolutely. It's no one else's business. It's yours. And really, I've had to deal with a lot of body shaming. Even for myself. Like, I look in the mirror and I see something totally different, and someone else can see something absolutely different.
Right.
And, you know, so it's definitely been a problem for me since high school, getting that social acceptance, that peer pressure. A lot of people deal with peer pressure. Even at the age that we are now, it's still peer pressuring.
Right. And the other thing, too, is what I think is so great in today's society is these Gen Z kids, which, you know, I know that we like to pit these generations against each other a lot in the media and other places, but... What's great about Gen Z, I know that we're both avid TikTokers, and we both follow Lizzo, who, if you guys don't know her, look her up. She's amazing.
Oh, yeah. You take that DNA test.
She has been very much the queen of the body positivity movement on TikTok.
Absolutely.
And she's a big woman, and she eats healthy.
Yeah.
And she works out, and that's just how God made her, which is fabulous, and she owns it. And she's teaching these little girls lessons that we didn't get as kids.
Nope.
As a positive role model for little girls that get to see somebody that is healthy, even though she's a big girl. And it's fabulous.
I mean, it took my doctor to really set it into my brain, saying that you can eat healthy, you can exercise, and sometimes the weight just doesn't fall off, but that's all about your genetics.
Absolutely.
And looking back at my family and our history and stuff, like, we're all built as farmers. So I have broad shoulders, I have wide hips, childbearing hips.
Baby hips.
You know? So it definitely comes into play. So I have to keep telling myself when I look in the mirror and I'm like, man, if I would just lose 20 more pounds, that keg in the middle of my body will go away. But then I'm like, wait a second. If I'm looking at myself, I see my grandparents or my great-grandparents.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, this is who I am, and you got to deal with it. If you don't like it, there's the door.
Absolutely. And it's just so wonderful because I remember looking at 17 magazine, and I was a too skinny teen. So I was always the girl that was underweight, and I remember my mom getting in arguments with doctors about, well, are you even feeding her? And she goes, you should see how much this girl eats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I ate all the time. And I remember being underweight and being chastised for the other direction of it.
Yeah.
And now that I've kind of swung to the complete other extreme of the scale, it's like, you know, when is it going to be enough for people? Because they make fun of you if you're too skinny. They make fun of you if you're too considered or perceived as too fat. And it's like, why does anyone care?
Yep.
As long as you're a beautiful person, like, it shouldn't matter what you look like on the outside.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like my happy, young, free soul comes out a lot. So when people ask me, like, oh, man, like, you are so young. Like, you should be partying with us. And I'm like, no, you should know how old I really am.
I know that when we first had that conversation, I was like, wait, how old are you?
Yep.
No way. No way.
I know. I'm like, yep, I just embody the child in me.
And I think that's also another reason we gravitated towards each other, because you have what I wish I had.
Yep.
The fun, like, outgoing. And I can be that.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen it. But it's like, I draw so much into myself, and I very much needed somebody, because a lot of my really close friends are people that are just like me.
Yeah.
Where they're like introverts that hermit crab into themselves whenever they're having some stress or issues. And then, you know, meeting you and some of our other close friends, it was like, why am I hermit crabbing? And there are days where I know that we're going to hang out, and I'm like, ugh, I just don't want to get out of my pajama pants. Because it's the hermit crab in me. And then she gets here and we have the best time. And it's like, what was my problem?
And we were both in pajama pants.
Yes.
So, I mean, hashtag don't care.
Also, we a lot of times, too, I know that we've, in the past, had a lot of TikTok dates where we just sit there and do TikTok trends and eat donuts. Ironically, from Dunkin Donuts.
Yep.
And those are some of the most fun days where we're like, oh my God, we've been doing this for 5 hours. Like, I have other plans tonight. I gotta go. Whoops. I'm like,
oh crap. Wanda's got that big date later. Gotta get ready.
Now, I will say, if you guys keep tuning into us, since we're getting towards the end of today's session, we're going to have some awesome regular guests. So we'll introduce people like Stanley.
Yep, Stanley.
He'll be probably our most regular one.
Most regular, at least, yes.
We also have Myrtle, who's one of our other good girlfriends.
Oh, Lord, Myrtle. Oh, we love her.
She's also somebody that's
cat lady.
Kind of uptight. She's an uptight cat lady with like this crazy wild streak that cracks me up. I love her to death.
Which, once you get to know her and that busts out, you're just like, yeah, you're coming to the Wanda side.
She's amazing. And then we might see an occasional appearance from Blanche.
Yep, Blanche.
Possibly Hubby and maybe the kid. So those are their nicknames. I know that at one point we had discussed doing a Shakespeare in translation with the kid as our on the street lingo person. So that
absolutely.
We could see what Romeo and Juliet would have said in today's Gen Z lingo. I think that the kids technically what they're calling Gen A now. Oh, did you know there's a Gen A?
No, I did not know there was a Gen A.
I think that's like 2008 and above kids.
Holy cow, I'm old.
I know. I was like, there's 2 generations behind us now? What is going on?
Holy shit snacks. Like, really, really learning about how the kids nowadays, oh, I can't believe I'm saying that already, that they're learning that we came from the 1900s.
I know. It's insane.
And
the
I'm
late
like,
1900s.
The late 1900s.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, listen, I was not wearing corsets. I was not working on the farm. I did not get married at 14 and had 20 children.
We also
lay
didn't
off
wear
of me.
We also didn't wear flapper dresses or live through Prohibition. I mean, it was like we had Cyndi Lauper and like crazy hairdos and Aquanet. We didn't have
purple and blue giant eyeshadow.
Absolutely.
And we had NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. They were not, like, bards.
Which, by the way, I was talking to my boss yesterday who had no idea what It's Gonna Be May is or the meme. And I know he's listening or was going to listen, so hi. But I know that before our meeting yesterday, we had to chat about NSYNC and It's Gonna Be May. I was wearing my NSYNC t-shirt because,
yep. I remember that, yep.
It's a celebratory millennial.
So here we go. I'm going to try to do the Justin Timberlake. It's gonna be May.
That was pretty close.
I'm impressed.
I'm impressed. So if you like what you hear, tune in to us. We will be broadcasting every Saturday. So 4 times a month, you will get us on Buzzsprout, and we will be reposting to our YouTube and Facebook pages starting this week. So,
yes, we are super excited about this pilot coming out. You guys enjoying what we talk about. And of course, it is our show and not yours. So we can talk about whatever we want.
Whatever we want. Also, of note, we are not kid friendly. So when the kid is not being presently borrowed for a guest star, there may be some curse words. So that's a fair warning for y'all.
Yes. Like the firm and flaccid. Not a kid-friendly choice, because you really do not need to have that conversation with your child. What's flaccid mean, Mom?
I can't imagine having that conversation at all. Not even a little bit. Oh, jeez.
When someone is sad, I'm always flaccid.
And then they use it at school, and then you have to explain to the teacher why they know that word.
Yes.
Let's not do that, okay, kids?
Oh, should we talk about how the kid was talking about...
Next time.
Yes, next time. That's a little,
That's a long story. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping into the Tammy and Wanda show.
There will be shopping soon.
Yep. That's where we're heading now. So wish us luck. Bye, guys.
Bye.